Hear me I say no long talking. This a easy chatting. Wink, wink, let's go. My EML family, welcome to another episode of Easy Chatting. You know how we do it? We do it very easy. On today's program, I have none other than Naurice Edwards, right?
Blessings.
Welcome to the program,
Blessings,
sir.
Prophet.
Me I tell you, everybody shake and you know, see that we can go say, yeah man, a young boy
Yeah, man.
style, you know. Guys, Naurice is a worship leader here at Pure Heart Ministry. He's a father, he's a husband, mighty man of God. There's so much title, businessman, but we're going to get down to it. All right, so we know you as Naurice Edwards. I just introduced you to the public, but to you, who is Naurice Edwards?
Well, Naurice Edwards is somebody who is a man of many titles, as I say. You know, even sometimes myself not sure of who I am supposed to really be, because
I get you.
I have to be a father, I have to be a husband, I have to run a business. At church, I'm somebody different. So is there somebody who tries to fit in everywhere that he can?
Okay,
That's
so
me.
that's to become all things to all people.
All things to all, as Paul says, you know?
All right, so let's get into it a little bit more deeper. Okay, so you mentioned business, right? And we're here sitting on a rooftop of Pure Heart Ministry that is in a very busy area of New Kingston. You know what I mean? What kind of business do you do?
Well, that's again is a complicated question,
Mighty
because there's
God.
so much. But let's get down to it. My main business is I am a business owner of a loan financing company, and that's
Okay.
called Balance Investments.
Balance Investments?
Yeah,
Okay.
Balance Investments Limited, and we do small loans to employees of certain companies and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's really my main
Business. Okay. And of course, you know you're in ministry as
Yes.
well, right? You are a musician. I know you play instruments. How many instruments you play?
I think 3.5.
All right, give me the three and then tell me how the half go.
Alright, so the 3 is I play the drums. That
Okay.
was one of my first instruments.
okay.
I play the piano,
Piano,
and I play bass,
bass.
and I play the guitar, which is the half.
Oh, the guitar is the half.
And I gotta explain why it's
Please,
the half.
please.
So you see, I am left-handed, right?
Okay.
So guitars are basically stringed for right-handed persons.
Okay.
So I remember when I was small and I was learning instruments, and I wanted to play the guitar, but didn't have my own guitar at the time, which means I would have to turn it the other way, upside down.
Upside down.
So that's how I learned bass. You know? I learned bass upside down.
Are you serious? But is that complicated though when you're a left-handed person versus a right?
Not for me, because I'm left-handed, so it's just
Okay.
natural to me.
Okay.
But for guitars, guitars, you kind of have to hold the cards and stuff. So for me, that was more difficult. So that's why I say a half. I can help myself, but I'm not really interested in going the full,
Okay. But of all the instruments, which one would you say is your favorite?
Definitely the piano. Keyboard is my favorite. There's a special love. I don't know what it is, but there's something about that. From I was, I would say, 8 years old. My cousin was a part of the group. I don't know if you remember Love Singers.
Love Singers, yeah man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
yes,
Love
yeah.
Singers, Sam Wisdom.
Yeah, oh yes.
So
oh,
she
yes,
was
oh,
a part of that group, and she used to go to rehearsals on Saturdays. So as a little boy, sometimes I would go with her and I'd see it, and then after that I started going to Sam Wisdom music class.
Oh, you went to Sam Wisdom
Yeah,
music
man,
class?
I was on JBC on Music Con and all of
Oh,
those
yeah?
stuff. Yeah, man.
A long time this man up on TV.
Yeah, man.
Me introduced to the world.
So that's
Okay.
how I got playing piano on Music Con and all of those stuff.
Okay.
And from that it grew from there.
Okay, so but who was the one who saw the gifting or the love in you for it? Was it your mother, your father?
I think it was my parents
Okay.
who kind of pushed me, because my mother is someone who sings.
Oh, nice.
And my father is a pastor who has a church who loves music, so it was
Okay.
only, it was destiny.
Okay, cool, nice. So you basically grew up in the church?
Yeah, man, I was basically born in the church.
Because I was going to ask you, at what age were you baptized or
Well,
something?
I was baptized at age 14.
14, just like myself.
Yeah.
14, okay. And at that time, the conscious decision you were making, or was it just a case that daddy a pastor, or what was it?
And guess what? The thing is, my father was a pastor, but I didn't really go to his church. He was
At 14?
yeah man. Because here
So strange.
no, my life is very strange. So here it works. So my father was a pastor in that same branch. He was at my church, but then he got moved to a different branch.
Oh.
So I continued going to that church because I had other family members going.
Oh, so when daddy moved in about a move?
No, because it was way in Spanish Town, and you know, as a little picnic fair travel.
I understand, but was that an issue with the father do or him never find
No, he was the one who said that we should stay there. So me and my sister stayed at the church that we were.
Okay.
Because my aunt was there, and it was like right down the road from where we live. So.
Okay. All right, so you practically grew up in the church.
Yeah,
what would you say is the difference between church back then and church now? You know what I mean? Just in terms of culture, you know what I mean? Because at the age of 14 back then and now, I would say possibly it's night and day. You know, was it something that you enjoyed at the time knowing that this is church, or was there a part of you that yearned for more? Like for instance me, when me in a church at 14, yeah, I'm happy about salvation, but as when I speak about Pure in Heart, the church, I would say Pure in Heart is built on things that I disliked about church growing up. You understand? I never liked the old time religion songs, I never liked the jacket and tie. What was it for you back then versus now?
I think you were probably more into church than me at 14. At 14, when I made that decision, I don't think it was a conscious spiritual decision that much.
Okay.
I think it was all of my friends were getting baptized, and I didn't want to be the only one in the church not baptized.
And plus you're a pastor, so
and plus my pastor. So,
I get you.
So I mean, I did go ahead, and as I grew in the faith, that's how I got to more into church. But I mean, back then, as teens coming up in the church, it is totally different from now. We didn't have so much distractions. So at the time, I would say that we enjoyed church, but we still were looking for something else. Don't know what that thing was, but we know that something was probably missing.
I get you.
You understand?
I get you.
Because there wasn't that much options back then. So you just go church.
Okay, cool. I get what you're saying. But at this stage of your life, you would say that you're cemented in the church now. You understand it.
Yeah, man.
To a T.
Definitely.
When was the turning point, though? Because if at 14 you gave your heart and you're thinking that, okay, everybody is doing it. At what point you said, okay, this is where Naurice, as an encounter with the Spirit of God, to know, say, okay, this is not just a everybody thing, but this is really a personal relationship with God.
And I think it was coming into probably adulthood when I began to really say like this church thing is more than just church. Because for a lot of persons in a church is a ritual. It's something that you do. You understand? It's not about a relationship. It's just you go to church. It's either you're going to play music, or you're the secretary, or you're the usher. But coming into adulthood, I began to, as I say, have encounters where I said, no man, this is something more than just something that will go.
Right.
It's more about a relationship. So
right.
I think when I became an adult and going into the working world, that's where.
Okay, but when you became an adult, so you say, okay, you made the decision at 14, you never
probably
sustained
21.
21, okay.
Yeah.
So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so around 7 years.
Well, 7 years.
Before you really understood. Okay, all right. And then from you understood, what has the growth been like? You know, in terms of just your mindset towards ministry, your mindset towards God, and even say mindset towards others.
Yeah, man, the change has been totally phenomenal because at that age, I would say I was a baby Christian. Even though at 14 I gave my heart, I wasn't even a baby Christian then, but at like in 20s, I was a baby Christian coming up, learning the ropes, you understand?
Right.
And as I said, watching my father, how he interacted with persons, I began to learn that church was more than just quoting scriptures and being religious. My father really had a personal relationship. When we learn about how Jesus went out and he was a people person,
right.
That was my father, living out the gospel. So I began to get more into, yeah man, this Christian thing is more. So I began to grow in my faith, and right now I would say that I am totally 100% convinced that this is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I realize that you make reference of your father a whole lot. What was your relationship with him? You like your father in very high regards.
Very, very.
Yeah. What
so.
was the relationship with your father growing up? Because we know we live in a society where a lot of these youths growing up don't really have no father figure. Them don't know them real father. You know what I mean? So what was it like growing up with your dad?
Well, and that is one of the main problems with society, the fatherless home.
Right.
You understand? Because when you don't have a father, especially a father who is a good father, to steer the children, the head of the home. That's how Christ said it, the head of the home.
Right.
The head is not there, then the body just run around. But growing up, I grew up knowing my father. Not even though he was a pastor from before I was born, I didn't know him as a pastor. I just knew him as a father.
As a father.
And I knew him as someone who was always there. You know, somebody who he was into construction.
Okay.
He was a contractor. He was a mason, carpenter, build houses, stuff like that.
All of that's while still being a pastor?
While still being a pastor. Mix
God.
cement. At 3 years old, I learned to mix cement. So all of those stuff. So that's how I knew him. Other persons knew him as pastor, but I knew him as, you know, the man who always provides and whatever.
Right.
So that was what I always aspired to be.
Okay. And as you said, that's what you always aspire to be. So you yourself is a father now, you know what I mean? Of what, two, three kids?
Yes.
Right? What is your experience as a father? How has fatherhood changed your mindset and your outlook on life? Because I know sometimes we are living life, you know, and we're married too, and we're good, but something, when the child come into play, it's like it changed your whole outlook on life.
Well, the prophet, we can tell us a fatherhood rough. That I've heard, let's just get that out of the way. It's rough, especially in this society, rough. But it has been a good journey. When my first daughter was born, it actually changed for true, because certain things that you were saying, all right, maybe just cruise and life nice, you realize now that you are not just a husband anymore. Now you're a father, and the provision have to be there.
Right.
So now you're thinking about being a provider, being a protector.
Right.
All of those caps you start taking on right away.
Right.
So it has been rough, it has been learning, but as I say, I have been fortunate to have good examples in my father, and also from church and other persons that I've seen, and you know, so I've had it easier than others.
Okay, and what's the age of your oldest?
My oldest is 12.
12, and your youngest is?
2, and giving very much trouble.
You don't say terrible too, but we're not declare that.
No, we're buying it up.
Terrible too, right? So okay, so you have a boy and a girl, right? I know the boy is still young, because the boy is 2 years old. Remember his name? Josiah, right? But what is Josiah like at age 2? Other than him tear down the place, what personality or traits do you see in him that you admire? Well,
my mother would tell you that he was just like me, but and I'm not sure about
that.
The personality traits, he's very curious.
Okay.
And he loves to explore.
Okay.
Him not like inside. As we come, him want to go outside to explore, and him want to touch this, him want to do this. So he wants to find out about the world.
Like an extrovert.
Yeah. I think I wasn't an extrovert, but I was very curious about the world.
Okay, I get you. All right, and your oldest daughter, remember her name again too, please? Jalissa. So I know I had the honor of baptizing Jalissa, you know what I mean? And
you mean Naurice? Jalissa is my stepdaughter.
Okay, right. Yes. Okay, Naurice.
Yes.
That's the one, Naurice, right. So Naurice, I had the honor to baptize her and stuff like that. But and Naurice is what age now?
She's 12.
12,
going into teenager.
Going into teen.
So I have the 2 and the teen.
I get you. But even with her, you know, daughters are different from sons. How would you describe your relationship with your daughter?
As I was saying to somebody, with Naurice, I don't know if it's every daughter, because I just have to speak for myself, but Naurice was much easier at 0 to 2. Much easier, because she was one who was, you know, calmer. she would sit down and she would just want to play with whatever is there. She don't want to explore. But with boys, I think boys kind of, they are more the extroverts.
I get you.
So with Naurice growing up now, I don't know if it's just her personality or with girls being young, but she was more the reading type, the dolly type, the sitting in the house type.
Okay.
So for me, that was very good. That was easy for me.
That was easy for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
understood. All right. So
Night and day.
night and day. I get you. All right. So we know that without the wife, there's no children.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How long have you been married now?
I have been married. Let me count it up good.
Kind of
Come
one
now,
wife
I get
say
it.
this, say, oh, if you go and say, this year's one, this year's one, understand?
Yeah, 13 years, going to
13
14.
years. 13 going into 14 years. Okay, awesome, man. Congrats. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man,
And that's a big deal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Marriages don't really
Nowadays.
last. No, nowadays don't really last a long time. So when you reach in the teens,
yeah.
it's a blessing, and I just pray for a lifetime more.
Yes.
And even many more years and a lifetime more, because
yeah.
it's really a lifetime commitment,
yeah.
right? But at what age did you get married, and how did you know that this is the one?
All right. So at what age did I get married? Let me say this now. I try to work backward. You see, after you reach 30, you stop checking. After you reach age 30,
you stop
so
checking.
about 28.
28. Okay.
In those age, I get married. Did I know? How did I know? I didn't know. Tell you the truth, because for me, it wasn't like one of those storybooks that you see, and it was love at first sight, and it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
We worked at the same company.
Okay.
Back then, I was working in corporate, and worked at the same company, met each other, and we just met each other as co-workers in passing. There was nothing there, and then over time we became friends, and we realized that we had things in common, and we became better friends, and from there, so it was basically a friendship.
Okay.
And I think that to me was it is one of the best things in my marriage.
Right.
Yeah, because we didn't start from the infatuation. We started with a friendship base.
Friendship with a lot of, I guess, honesty and openness, so just flow natural.
Yeah. Because whenever we were honest, I guess, because we never know we were going to end up together.
I totally understand that. But at what point the spark start flying off, you say, say.
I think about after being 2 years of friendship, and we usually go to sporting events and go here and there, we realize that something in a something.
Something in a something.
There could be something here.
Okay, then you pop the big question, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man.
What advice would you give, to especially young married couples?
I would say take time, even before you marry. Take time, even before you marry, to get to know the person. So you're never ever going to know the person fully, but one thing I realize, especially nowadays, is that persons rush into a lifetime commitment.
Commitment, yes.
This is a lifetime commitment.
With a sprint.
With a sprint. I mean, when people doing banking transactions, they take more time than marriage. You understand?
Whoa.
So take more time to know them during the courtship process.
Right.
And one thing that I can say that I think needs to be done, persons need to ask questions.
So you hear that, guys?
Ask
questions.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you're in the courtship stage, and what happens is that the infatuation kind of blocks us from asking certain questions, because we say, boy, she gonna say this and she not gonna like me again because of the answer. But then that unanswered question is going to bleed when marriage comes.
I get
you understand?
I get you.
Ask the hard questions from up front.
Okay, awesome. That's great advice, guys. Guys, for those who want to be married or courting, I want to make sure someone just take them notes, because it makes all the sense in the world. But let's get a little bit deeper into Naurice Edwards as an artist.
Yes.
So you're a part of Pure and Hearty, right? So I'm basically your pastor,
yes.
Right? And we had our anniversary last year, our 9th anniversary, and you were built for the anniversary as an artist,
yes,
right? And I remember after the night, everybody said, no, sir. I never know, sir. I saw Sir Naurice. I go on and, you know what I mean? Because I guess people see a side of you that they never see. Because they see you play the piano, you worship. But this is what we call gospel reggae now.
Reggae.
You understand? And you have reggae tracks, you have throw-over tracks like with a more calypso, high energy feel and all of that. At what point did you say to yourself, you know, more than worship and what I grew up doing in church as music, I want to do some music that is more associated with the culture of my country, which is reggae / dancehall, and to make that step out to say, you know what, I want to do some gospel reggae, as we would call it.
All right, so it's a story, you know. You want to hear the story?
No, man, that's why you're there, man. Tell the story, man.
We chat it easily. You know?
Easy.
All right, so at no point, wasn't interested in being an artist, wasn't interested in doing no performing, none of that. I was playing the piano. The most I was looking to is being a producer. I've always wanted to be a producer. And write songs and stuff like that. But in 2010, I go back a little to 2010, my father had died tragically, right?
Okay.
And that was like probably a week or so after I got married.
A week after you get married?
Yeah, probably a week or two after I got married. So that was a very hard time for me, right?
Must be.
So in going through that now, my faith was tested because I know this man as a pastor, and if he died in this way, I began to question a lot of things about this Christianity thing.
I get you.
So I was saying, no, this thing not gonna work out. This Christian thing not gonna work out. And I had a lot of questions for God. Started to ask why and whatever. Remember, before this, I was never interested in music. And God started to answer me with songs. It was the weirdest thing. I would be in my yard and a song just come, and that song would answer certain questions that I had.
What can I tell you not to cut it, but I realize it's a trend with God in the midst of death, He always birth something new.
Something from out of
so God
somewhere.
start to flush with these songs.
Yeah, and at first I didn't really understand it, and I would say to my wife, boy, I'm outside and I just get some songs, I don't know what to do with them. You understand? And I remember my wife got me a book and said, start write them down.
Good wife.
Yeah.
Good wife.
Get your wife that can get you a book. And I began to write them down with no intention still, you understand? I was writing them down, and I began to say, all right, probably I'm writing them to give to another artist to sing or something. Over time I realized that it wouldn't stop. I reached probably 50, 60 songs written.
Wow.
I'm saying,
what songs are them?
and I'm like, and that is completed songs that are not part songs. You understand?
Right, full songs.
Full songs.
Wow.
And I'm like,
wow.
no, man, something. And there were a lot of them that I didn't really write down because I was saying, I'm not going to do anything with this. So after a while now, I began to say, all right, probably I should start singing these songs. And I began to sing them for myself.
Right, okay.
You understand? And then I realized, you're in church and they're having a little concert there, and they say if you want to sing, I'm saying, all right, probably. We'll do an item.
I get you.
And then that's how it started. And another church over there, I have something, and they call you and doing the church area, and then probably a school doing devotion, and they call you. So I went to a lot of schools and churches, but still not planning. At this time, I still didn't record anything properly.
Okay.
Didn't record anything full stop. I was just singing the songs.
You were just singing the songs, just going about.
Did not record anything, did not even do anything in terms of proper rhythms or anything.
Okay.
It was probably in 2017 when I was leaving my job now, and I was saying, I don't know what I'm going to do about this music thing. Probably I'm going to have to stop. And as I say I'm going to stop, so I start get some whole heap more songs, and every time I say I'm going to stop,
it's like more
and
songs.
then some of these songs now were actually speaking, not just to my situation, but to the wider society.
Okay.
So I began to get songs that spoke to what was going on in Jamaica.
In the nation, right? Nation songs.
So that was when I started to take it serious and, you know, recorded a couple songs. And say,
Which was your first, like, which song you can remember as your first official single that really meant something to you? Like you said, wow, I have that song here already and it feels so surreal.
I think it was Be Still.
Be Still?
Yeah, man, it was...
Was it more of a reggae?
Reggae track,
reggae,
because at the
you
time...
can do a B-side?
Yeah, man.
At
the time I was heavily into reggae my thing, because I realized that between reggae and worship there is an easy switch.
I get you.
Between reggae and worship.
Understand.
Yeah, so I liked reggae. So yeah, that song Be Still, it was like, be still and know that He is God. It is He who protects you, and a God who will guide you. Be still and know that He is God. Some man act like them no know the King. Every day them wake up and do them own thing. No more love in them heart a beer hate them bring. And if you look on them too hard a beer shots to ring. Yo, blood spilling and another man dead again. Shots ringing, the area red again. It's like some man reject God, cause them think say them bad. My youth, calm yourself and stop going like you're mad. So when I get songs like that now, obviously that is something we need to go out.
Yes, and it means something to you, for you remember it.
Yeah, man.
Because sometimes if I try to remember the first song,
yeah.
I say, how it go again?
And because I actually did a video for that song.
Oh, you did a video for that song?
I did a video for that song, yeah, man.
Be Still.
Be Still.
Guys.
That's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I was about to say, go on YouTube, check out Be Still by Naurice Edwards. You understand? But hold on, because I know it's Naurice Edwards, but that's the name you're using now as an artist, or you have an artist name?
Yeah. At that time, well, if you search for me as Naurice Edwards, you're going to find me as Naurice Edwards on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
But before that, it was under Gospel Melody.
Oh, Gospel Melody as a... See, then now I get... But you know, I use Gospel Melody again.
No,
you I use your name, what you're using?
I'm using my name totally.
Okay.
Gospel Melody is now the label, my label. Gospel Melody Records.
So Gospel Melody was your first artist name?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So that is what I'm usually
Okay,
calling
but
it.
that's
Gospel
the name of the label now, and you're using your birth name, Naurice Edwards, as... Okay, sometimes I have a name change, you know. When I just came on the scene, I was Prodigy. Yeah. And then I changed over
to... I think, no, it was Prodigy. Israel.
Right, no. So what happened is that when I just came on the scene, it was Prodigy.
Prodigy,
as my artist name. So, and then I changed it to Ryan Mark, which is my birth name, but Mark is actually my middle name. Most people don't know that says Ryan Mark Reynolds, but I use Ryan Mark as the artist. And then Israel was just a banner.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think it was our next name change.
Yeah, because at one point I thought it was Israel.
No. It was just a sub name to Ryan Mark. So people still see me to this day and say Israel and things. So it was just a little sub but Ryan Mark. So okay. Alright, so guys, check out Be Still, right? By Gospel Melody / Naurice Edwards. I'm gonna go run up the numbers, you understand? Support good music. Alright, so what is in the pipeline for you now? So you say you start record songs and stuff. Do you have an album out?
No, well, I don't have an album out. That's what I'm working
singles,
on now.
And you did an EP?
Yeah, man, I did an EP.
Okay.
I did...
What's the name of the EP?
No, I didn't do an EP. I did a compilation, which... Okay. And that was... I didn't even put that on YouTube. Okay. That was just CDs that I printed and started to give out to persons.
To give out, okay.
I did a compilation of my songs.
Songs, okay.
Yeah, man, and start give out to persons. But what I have on YouTube, I have a couple music videos. And I have a lot of singles.
What is your YouTube handle?
Naurice Edwards. And that is one of the reasons I changed to Naurice. There is no one else in the world named Naurice Edwards. Just type that into YouTube. You'll see me.
Spell the Naurice for them.
N as in nice. A-U-R-I-C-E Edwards.
Guys, look here, I must confess, a Naurice Edwards, I call the man for years, until one day come home to me, that is Naurice.
Naurice.
Just like I have Maurice, right, Naurice, and not Norris, and a Chuck Norris thing, you understand? So it's Naurice Edwards. Go find the YouTube channel, subscribe, like
YouTube,
the music,
Instagram, Naurice Edwards, you're fine.
Everywhere, right across the board.
Man.
Okay, so YouTube, Instagram, Naurice Edwards. Okay, so you did a compilation and just give out and stuff. I think it was about 2 nights ago or so. I was on IG and I see you sing probably 2 to 3 lines of a song, and then you say coming soon. What is that new project?
So that is it now. I'm working on some new singles and videos and stuff.
Nice.
with a goal towards working towards my album. So on probably February 3rd, I think that's next Saturday.
Okay.
Next Saturday I'll be putting out another music video, my newest music video, and that's called Nah Give Up.
Nah Give Up.
Yeah, man. So that's the snippet that I put out.
All right, guys. In this month of February,
yeah, man,
look out for the Nah Give Up
Saturday
from
coming.
Naurice Edwards. Saturday coming. All right. You don't want to miss that, guys. You don't want to miss that. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So you have these songs working on and stuff like that, and you say you're working towards the album and stuff. But what is the end goal of what you really want to get out of music?
All right. So for me, as I say, I came into this music thing kicking and screaming, because as I say, it's not something that I want to do. You understand? I'm very comfortable being behind the piano, and you understand. But for me, it's the goal. I think that my goal is to use it to build the kingdom.
Okay.
And because I realize that we live in a world, especially in Jamaica, where the youths are wayward, man.
Yeah.
And in being a father and having children, may I say, one of the things that pushed me into this more than anything else is when I had my daughter, and then when I had my son the other day. And I'm saying, most boys in Jamaica, they don't have good role models.
Right.
And if you turn on the radio and listen to what they're listening to, it's ridiculous. The other day I turned on the TV and I see them showing some songs, like the top 10 in Jamaica.
Right,
this is top 10 in Jamaica, you know. And for the top 10 songs, every time they play a song, they have to beep out like the entire song.
I get you.
And I'm saying, so the top 10 songs in Jamaica, they have to beep out all of the songs.
Right.
That means to me that something not right.
Oh, definitely not.
If we're voting for these songs as a top 10 and they are derogatory, something wrong with that. So I wanted to create something at least for my children to have an option.
Right.
So for me, it's about giving the youths especially an option, because if we don't give them an option, them still have to choose something, because them have to choose something.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, so it's about giving them an option.
I like
and
that.
trust me, secular world, I give it to them.
Oh yes, and they know them produce music like rapid,
like
rapid,
rapid.
you know what I mean? So the odds are already stacked against us, you know what I mean?
So I'm just joining the kingdom side, trying to fight back against.
Okay,
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're about to wrap the interview. This has been a good one, a refreshing one. But before we leave, I just want you to look to the camera, and if it's a case where you are leaving this world and you had one message that you could leave with the people of this world, what would that message be? Just look at the camera and just tell them.
Well, I don't want to roughen about it. What I would say is that look around, right? Look around at what is going on, right? And ask yourself the question, is this a world that I really want to live in? And then start to make a change. The change begins with you. We have to look inside the mirror, and we have to stop complaining about churches not doing nothing and government not doing nothing and who not do nothing, but we have to make the change, and one by one. Them usually say one cocoa, full basket. So everybody needs to look into themselves and make a change for the better, and that's how we're going to have a better world.
Nice. Guys, you heard it from Sir Naurice Edwards, Yeah, what a good, refreshing interview. I don't know how we do it. Easy.
Easy, Chattingz.
Sir Naurice, blessing
Blessings, Prophet.
And you know what I mean, and we just wish you all the best
Yes.
in your future endeavors, and we pray that God continue to cover you, your family, and just great things ahead. Yeah?
Much respect.
Guys, this has been Easy Chattingz. You know how we do it? Very easy. Bye. One more uno want. Not Easy Chattingz was say, man. That was easy. Hear me I say now. Until next time. Wink, wink.